Welcome to Whisper Places 4K, where silence speaks and beauty unfolds with every frame. Today, we invite you on a breathtaking journey through China's most mystical landscapes, from ancient rice terraces carved into mountainsides to sacred snow-capped peaks lost in the clouds. Glide through the emerald stairs of Longji, wander the dreamlike mist of Wangshan, and witness forgotten cities sleeping beneath lakes. Each scene is a whisper from the earth, a quiet conversation between nature, time, and spirit. Let the rhythm of clouds, water, and wind guide you through these untouched wonders. No words, no distractions, just pure, cinematic serenity in 4K. Breathe deeply, slow down, and see the world as you've never seen it before. The Longji Rice Terraces are far more than agricultural wonders. They are living legacies of the deep bond between people and the land. Carved into Guangxi's mountain slopes over 700 years ago by the Zhuang and Yao ethnic minorities. Layer upon layer, these terraces ripple down the hillsides like emerald staircases, shaped by hands that knew the rhythm of nature. They are often called the dragon's backbone, a name that perfectly captures the ridges winding like a mythical creature asleep beneath the clouds dotting spring. The terraces shimmer with reflected sky, transforming into glistening mirrors of light. Summer brings waves of lush green rice, while autumn wraps the fields in golden hues of harvest. Winter cloaks them in silvery frost, freezing time into a quiet sculpture. But their beauty is only part of the story. The terraces are testaments to resilience and cultural memory, built stone by stone without machines, guided only by inherited wisdom. Here, farming is a ritual as much as it is labor, woven into seasonal festivals and ancestral traditions still practiced today. As I walked narrow trails between fields, I saw stilt houses nestled into hillsides, heard the steady rhythm of a farmer's hoe, and children's laughter echoing along the dikes. Life here flows with the seasons, unhurried, attuned to the breath of the mountains. During planting season, entire families tend the terraces together. Elders teach children how to manage water flow, an essential task in a system that relies solely on gravity and the mountain's natural shape. The terraces are a triumph of ecological balance. Their builders shape the land with care, creating drainage systems and retaining walls that still function today with minimal environmental impact. Dawn brings a silk-like mist, while sunset paints the slopes in molten gold. At every hour, the landscape feels alive, as if painting itself a new dot in nearby villages like Ping'an. Culture thrives, folk songs echo through valleys, rice wine flows from bamboo cups, and traditional dishes reflect the earth's flavors. Visiting Longji is not just seeing a landscape. It's listening to a quiet conversation between humanity and nature, one that still speaks slowly and with grace through every curve of the land. In eastern China's Anhui province, Huangshan, known as the Yellow Mountain, rises like a living scroll of ancient poetry. A UNESCO World Heritage Site, Huangshan is more than just a mountain. It's a place where nature, art, and spirit converge. With jagged granite peaks, gnarled pines, and drifting seas of cloud, it has stirred the souls of poets, monks, and artists for centuries. Even if you don't know its name, you've likely seen its silhouette echoed in timeless Chinese ink paintings. Climbing Huangshan, what strikes you first isn't the view but the stillness. Not a silence of emptiness, but a deep, living quiet, the kind that invites you to slow down and listen. You hear wind curling through pine branches, water dripping from stone, and far below, ancient streams etching their stories into the valley floor. The mountain is revered for its four wonders: soaring granite peaks, ancient pines, seas of clouds, and hot springs. But to truly grasp its magic, you must feel it. Each peak bears a name steeped in legend: Lotus Peak, celestial capital, bright summit rising like sacred guardians into the morning mist. At sunrise, golden light bleeds across the ridges, and the mountains seem to breathe with life. For many, this is why they rise before dawn, to witness a new world awaken. Perhaps most iconic are the twisted Wangshan pines, clinging defiantly to cliffs. One, the welcoming guest pine, stands like a host with an outstretched arm symbolizing resilience, endurance, and quiet wisdom. On misty mornings, clouds gather like an ocean in the valleys, flowing between the peaks in surreal rhythms. It feels like walking through a dream or a world between worlds, where time bends and stillness speaks. Beyond its natural splendor, Wangshan is a spiritual destination. For over 1,000 years, Taoist sages and Buddhist pilgrims have found refuge here. Ancient temples, like Banshan Temple, hide in the cliffs, echoing with chants and incense smoke. Here, the veil between the physical and the divine feels exquisitely thin. No photo can do it justice. To walk Wangshan's ancient stone paths is to follow in the footsteps of centuries, and in doing so, discover something eternal within yourself. Nestled in the heart of Beijing, the Forbidden City stands as a breathtaking symbol of China's imperial heritage. Once the palace of 24 emperors from the Ming and Qing dynasties, this vast architectural marvel reigned as the center of power for nearly 500 years, from 1420 to 1912, spanning about 180 acres and featuring over 980 preserved buildings. It is still the world's largest ancient palace complex, a masterpiece of design and authority. More than a royal residence, the Forbidden City was the epicenter of Chinese governance, culture, and ceremonial life. Its name reflects the exclusivity of the past. Commoners were once forbidden from entering without imperial permission. Protected by massive walls and a broad moat, it was a city within a city, built as much for defense as for projecting dominance and order. Walking through its gates today, one is immediately struck by its powerful symbolism. The palace's layout follows a strict north-south axis, embodying Confucian ideals of harmony and hierarchical order. The majestic Hall of Supreme Harmony, where emperors held coronations and state rituals, commands attention. At the very center, its elevated marble base and golden rooftop representing supreme imperial authority. Color and number play crucial roles in the palace's symbolism. Golden tiles signal imperial power, while deep crimson walls suggest joy and good fortune. Repeated use of the number 9, a symbol of completeness, can be seen in architectural details, like the rows of nails on palace doors and the legend of 9,999 rooms. Though modern records suggest closer to 8,700, beyond its grandeur, the Forbidden City also hides stories of intimacy and intrigue. The inner court, where the emperor, empress, and concubines resided, offered a quieter, yet no less complex slice of palace life. Here, love, rivalry, and ambition shaped the fate of individuals and even dynasties. Now known as the Palace Museum, it houses over 1.8 million cultural relics, from exquisite jade carvings to masterful Ming porcelain. The entire complex was built in line with feng shui principles, with natural elements like Jingshan Hill and carefully placed water features meant to ensure balance and prosperity. Visiting the Forbidden City is more than a history lesson. It's a walk through centuries of tradition, where the past still whispers through courtyards and corridors, inviting every traveler to witness the soul of Imperial China. Tucked away in the remote landscapes of Gansu Province in northwest China, lies one of the most surreal sights on Earth, the colorful Dangsha landforms of Janji National Geopark. Often described as a painting come to life, this geological wonder is a mesmerizing palette of red, yellow, orange, and green hues that sweep across layered rock formations like brushstrokes on a giant canvas. Formed over 24 million years through the accumulation of red sandstone and the tectonic movements of the Earth's crust, the colorful Dangsha landscape is both a scientific marvel and a poetic masterpiece. What makes this place truly breathtaking is the vivid coloration that appears almost too vibrant to be real. During sunrise and sunset, the hills seem to glow from within, casting shifting shades that dance with the changing light. Wind and rain have sculpted the terrain into towering peaks, sharp ridges, natural pillars, and dramatic valleys. Each angle reveals a new pattern, a new combination of color and shape, making it a paradise for photographers and nature lovers alike. The most famous section, known as the Seven-Color Mountain, is especially popular with tourists. Wooden walkways and viewing platforms allow visitors to take in the panoramic beauty without damaging the delicate landscape. The experience feels otherworldly standing before such color and scale. One can't help but feel both humbled and uplifted. Despite its popularity in recent years, the Dangsha landform maintains a sense of quiet majesty. The absence of commercial clutter, the whispering winds, and the vast, open skies remind you that this is a place shaped not by human hands, but by time and nature's slow, deliberate artistry. Local guides often speak with pride about how the colors are completely natural, no filters, no tricks, just pure geological history revealed through erosion and mineral deposits. The colorful Dangsha isn't just a destination, it's a visual story millions of years in the making. Whether you visit for the photographs, the geology, or the sense of wonder, it offers something truly rare, a moment where the Earth itself seems to be dreaming in color. Soaring above the clouds in Yunnan Province, Yulong Snow Mountain, also known as Jade Dragon Snow Mountain, is a breathtaking marvel of nature that weaves together geology, ecology, and ancient culture. Towering over 18,000 feet, 5,500 meters, this sacred peak is the southernmost glacier in the Northern Hemisphere and a revered symbol to the Naxi people, who believe it harbors the spirit of a warrior god. Formed through tectonic uplift and centuries of glacial carving, Yulong is more than a dramatic skyline, it's a living monument. From afar, its 13 jagged peaks resemble a sleeping dragon, which gave rise to its poetic name. The highest of them, Shanzi-do, remains unconquered, both due to its challenging terrain and cultural significance. For the Naxi attempting to summit, the peak would dishonor the sacred mountain spirit. One of the most striking attractions is Glacier Park, reached by a cable car climbing to nearly 15,000 feet. Here, visitors encounter the retreating remnants of a once mighty glacier, now a stark emblem of climate change. The thin mountain air, panoramic vistas, and shrinking ice field evoke both awe and reflection. Yulong's glacier, once robust, is now listed among the most endangered in Asia. Descending through Yulong's elevations, ecosystems shift dramatically from lush subtropical forests to alpine tundra. In spring and autumn, the landscape bursts into color with wildflowers and flaming red foliage. Lucky visitors might even spot rare species like edelweiss, black-necked cranes, or the elusive Yunnan snub-nosed monkey. At the mountain's base lies the ethereal Blue Moon Valley, where turquoise pools glisten in the sunlight, and the water forms a crescent-shaped reflection beneath the moon. Revered by the Naxi people, the valley is steeped in centuries of poetry, song, and spiritual rituals. Wooden walkways lead through waterfalls and stone terraces, offering quiet moments beneath snow-capped cliffs nearby Lijiang. a UNESCO World Heritage Site, offers further immersion into the rich Naxi Dongba culture with its ancient pictographs, mystical traditions, and distinctive wooden architecture. The spirits of the mountain are honored through festivals that still echo through the region. Today.YUL Snow Mountain isn't just a destination, it's a sacred journey through nature, myth, and time. But with its glacier rapidly retreating, what you witness today is as precious as it is fleeting. Tucked away in the remote reaches of northern Xinjiang, China, Canas is a land of dreamlike beauty and quiet wonder. Nestled near the borders of Kazakhstan, Russia, and Mongolia, this alpine paradise lies at the heart of the Altai Mountains, where forested hills, crystal-clear lakes, and snow-draped peaks converge into a landscape unlike anywhere else in China. The name Canas means beautiful, mysterious in Mongolian, and it lives up to that name in every possible way. At the center of the region lies Canas Lake, a shimmering, crescent-shaped body of water that reflects the changing colors of the seasons like a giant mirror. In spring and summer, the surrounding meadows explode with wildflowers, and the lake turns a deep turquoise, fed by melting snow from the mountains. In autumn, the forests of larch and birch blaze in gold and amber, creating a painter's palette of color. And in winter, everything becomes silent and white, stunningly serene, like a frozen fairy tale. But Canas is not just about natural beauty, it's a place of legends. Locals speak of a mysterious lake creature said to live in its depths, a story passed down for generations. Myths aside, the sense of mystery is real. Fog often clings to the treetops, and light plays tricks on the water. It feels like a place where the line between reality and myth is blurred. The region is also home to the Tuva people, a small ethnic group of Turkic origin, whose traditional wooden homes and throat-singing customs give Canas a deep cultural resonance. Visitors can stay in local yurts, sip yak milk tea, and witness ancient ways of life still thriving in harmony with the land. For those willing to journey off the beaten path, Canas offers something rare: untouched wilderness, spiritual quiet, and a profound sense of connection to the earth. Whether you're hiking through misty pine forests, watching the sun set behind snow-capped peaks, or simply breathing the crisp, clean air, Canas doesn't just impress the eye, it stirs the soul. At first glance, Chandel Lake unfolds like a dream. Its crystal-clear waters shimmer beneath rolling emerald hills, scattered with over 1,000 islands, each one silent, uniquely shaped, and seemingly untouched by time. But beneath this serene surface lies one of China's most astonishing secrets: the lost city of Xicheng. Often called China's Atlantis, this 2,000-year-old city was submerged in the 1950s during the construction of the Xinan River Dam. Preserved in the lake's cold, low oxygen depths, Xicheng remains astonishingly intact. Its stone walls, wooden structures, and intricate carvings lying undisturbed. A submerged time capsule echoing the grandeur of the Eastern Han Dynasty. True to its name, Chandao means Thousand Island. The lake boasts 1,078 islands, ranging from forest-covered isles to those that host temples, tea gardens, and even boutique guest lodges. Spanning over 573 square kilometers, it's larger than Lake Tahoe in the U.S. But what makes Chengdu so enchanting isn't just its size, it's the character of each island. Some are named for their shape: Peacock Island, Snake Island, while others, like Love Island and Bird Paradise, have been designed with intention, serving as sanctuaries for native wildlife or themed escapes for visitors. Chengdu Lake is a landscape That changes with the light. Mornings arrive cloaked in mist as local fishermen glide silently across the surface on wooden rafts, casting nets with poetic rhythm. The hills, clouds, and rising sun reflect across the water like a moving painting. By evening, the lake transforms again, its surface glowing gold under the setting sun, framed by dense green forests and deepening shadows. Beyond its beauty, the lake holds ecological and cultural significance. It's a vital water source for the region and home to rare species of carp and shrimp. Several islands serve as conservation zones and ecological education centers. Culturally, Qingdao is both a modern marvel and a site of remembrance, balancing progress with reverence for the past. While few can dive to Xicheng's ruins, advanced imaging has revealed stone lions, archways, and preserved streets, whispers of a city that once breathed above water. Whether by boat, bike, or foot, Chandal Lake invites exploration, from skywalks on Maifeng Island to serene tea plantations. Every moment here feels like part of a living story, one where history, nature, and human imagination meet in perfect harmony. Tiantai Mountain rises gracefully into the clouds, a place where nature and spirit breathe as one. Nestled in Zhejiang Province, roughly 220 kilometers south of Hangzhou, this sacred peak isn't the tallest standing, at 1,138 meters, but it carries a profound spiritual weight that transcends altitude. Revered for centuries, Tiantai is not just a scenic retreat. It is the birthplace of Tiantai Buddhism, a Mahayana tradition rooted in compassion, mindfulness, and universal enlightenment. This powerful spiritual movement began in the 6th century. Under the guidance of the monk Ji, his teachings on meditation, doctrinal harmony, and the possibility of awakening in this very life turned Tiantai into a beacon of Buddhist wisdom across East Asia. Pilgrims, monks, and scholars from China, Japan, and Korea have journeyed here for over 1,000 years, seeking both insight and stillness. The ascent is more than a hike, it's a quiet ritual. Winding trails lined with ancient cypress and moss-covered stones guide visitors upward, where silence feels alive, as if the mountain itself is listening. Each breath of pine-scented air carries a sense of presence, and the gentle chime of temple bells floats through the forest mist. At the mountain's heart lies Goking Temple, built in 598. Modest in size but immense in spirit, it remains the spiritual center of Tiantai Buddhism. Here, monks chant softly beneath red lanterns while the breeze stirs incense smoke into the sky. The temple feels untouched by time, a place where devotion hums gently in the background of daily life. Beyond the temples, nature reveals its own form of worship. Spring brings cherry blossoms to the slopes, while autumn lights the forests in gold and crimson. From high vantage points, seas of clouds drift between jagged peaks, as if the earth itself were dreaming. Tiantai is more than a destination, it's a conversation between land and soul. Whether you're a pilgrim, a poet, or simply a wanderer, this mountain welcomes you not with spectacle, but with sincerity. Here, in the stillness between steps, you may find not just beauty, but a deeper clarity waiting quietly to be remembered. Tucked away in the southwestern corner of Sichuan Province, Daosheng Yachting Scenic Area is often referred to as the last pure land on Earth. Remote, pristine, and staggeringly beautiful, this high-altitude nature reserve is a sanctuary of sacred snow-capped peaks, mirror-like alpine lakes, and untouched valleys that seem suspended between earth and heaven. At the heart of Yachting stand the three holy mountains, Chenrezig, Xianari, Chenadorj, Zhenodoji, and Jampelyang, Yangmeong, each soaring above 6,000 meters. These peaks are not only geological wonders, but also deeply spiritual symbols in Tibetan Buddhism. Pilgrims journey from far and wide to complete koras, ritual circumambulations around them, believing that a single circuit can cleanse lifetimes of karma. The air here is thin but pure, scented with wildflowers and the wind off glaciers. As you hike through the landscape, every turn reveals a scene worthy of a painting. Milk Lake, with its surreal turquoise hue, reflects the sky like a gemstone set into the valley. Five Color Lake, perched even higher, shimmers with layers of deep blue, jade green, and gold when the sunlight strikes. These waters, surrounded by jagged cliffs and snowy ridges, are so clear and calm that time feels as if it has paused. Autumn is perhaps the most magical season in yachting. Forests of larch and birch burst into fiery oranges and golds, contrasting dramatically with the white peaks and cobalt skies. Yak herders guide their animals across open meadows. Prayer flags flutter from every ridge, and silence reigns, broken only by the distant sound of a stream or the cry of an eagle. Reaching yachting requires effort, a long drive through winding mountain roads, but the reward is spiritual as much as visual. It is a place that doesn't just impress the eye, it stirs the soul. In Daosheng yachting, nature speaks in silence, and travelers don't merely pass through, they awaken. Tucked deep within the majestic folds of the Tianshan Mountains in China's Xinjiang region lies a natural wonder few outside the country truly know: Tianshan Grand Canyon, also known as Kazilia Grand Canyon. Sculpted over millions of years by wind and water, this awe-inspiring landscape stretches across more than 5 kilometers, carving a path through fiery red sandstone cliffs that rise like cathedral spires into the open sky. Walking through the canyon is like stepping into another world, a place where time has etched its secrets into every twist and shadow. The name Kazilia means red cliff in the Uyghur language, and it's easy to see why. As sunlight shifts across the day, the canyon walls blaze with hues of crimson, burnt orange, and deep rust, creating a surreal, almost Martian terrain. Narrow corridors and towering walls, some over 100 meters high, create a labyrinth of silence and wonder. In some passages, only a sliver of sky can be seen overhead, and every footstep echoes as if nature itself is listening. But beyond its striking geology, Tianshan Grand Canyon also carries cultural and spiritual depth. The local Uyghur people consider the area sacred, with legends whispering through the rock stories of ancient travelers, hidden springs, and forgotten pathways. Some formations resemble ancient temples, mythical beasts, or watchful guardians, inviting the imagination to roam freely. Visitors often compare the experience to exploring the canyons of the American Southwest. Yet there is something uniquely Chinese about this place, a fusion of raw nature and quiet mysticism. The canyon is still relatively untouched by mass tourism, making it a rare escape into nature's untouched grandeur. Birdsong flutters between the cliffs, and occasional desert blooms add softness to the rugged scene. Whether you're a hiker, a photographer, or a soul seeking silence, Tianshan Grand Canyon offers more than dramatic views. It invites you to slow down, to trace the curves of ancient stone with your eyes and thoughts, and to rediscover the wild, timeless beauty of the Earth's deep heart.